companies are subject to rules that require them to be transparent to a certain degree. And these rules, they differ. They differ across companies, they differ across countries, they differ across time. And that's not a problem per se, not at all. But we do not know an awful lot about why these rules are as they are and why they vary across countries over time and also across companies. And this is what we try to address in our project. So we collect data on these rules, and then we also want to understand whether there are systematic patterns in the data set that we are going to collect. It's different than in football. So in football, you have one set of rules. So you have 11 players on each side. You have 2 goals, basically. And you have an offside rule, for example. And that is the same across the world. So regardless of where you are, whether you're in Brazil or Germany or France, you play according to the same set of rules. It also doesn't matter whether it's the first division, the second division, or some minor league. It's always the same rules. And when it comes to transparency, corporate transparency, we also have rules, but they differ depending on where you are. And there's also sort of a league system, but each league has its own rules. And these rules are very important, of course, because they potentially have economic consequences. And what we try now to do is understand these rules, so how these rules came about. So it's different than in football, and that's not a bad thing at all. So that makes it quite interesting, actually, in my view.